Okay, so I'm working on the receiver part, and I've bored a hole in here, and I've established this side to be the top because that's where the weld seam is on the inside. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but there's a weld seam right here on this side of the top, which protrudes down. So I want this to be the top, and when I slide my bar stock in there, it's going to be flat against the bottom, and that's where it's going to register against the bottom. So we've got another one of these nuts that we turn the shoulder on with the bolt. It's going to go down in there, and we're going to weld it in place. And then we've still got to come through the side, and we've marked right here where our cross hole, which is going to go all the way through and out the other side, that's going to be for our pin. So we're going to drill this cross hole through there, and then we're going to put the bar stock in, and we're going to tighten it down flat against the bottom, and we're going to bore a hole through the bar stock where we want that hole to be, and then that's going to register it as far as setting it the distance this way. And then we can slide it out and bore another hole in that same bar further down so that we can adjust it out. So we may do one hole, we may do two holes, we may do three holes. I don't know. It'll all be determined by what we actually need. So initially we'll probably start out with one or two holes and then add holes in that part of it if we need them, as we need them. Probably won't need a whole lot of adjustment there. Anyway, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this hole right here bored all the way through and get this welded on. Okay, so we got a through hole through there, and we'll just be getting a bolt or something to send on through there like that to hold that in place, and that'll be where it'll be adjusted all the way in. And I may go with this size hole. I may go, I don't know, I may go in a little further. I don't know. Let's see. 4 inches in is about as far out as we can go and still hit that right there. So I'm just gonna make a little mark. 4 inches in. Run this right to there. Go ahead and tighten this back down. And I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna bore this hole, and then we'll have an adjustment with it all the way in, and we'll have an adjustment with it all the way out. And if I find out that I need to hit somewhere in the middle, I'll stick it back in here, run it back over, and mark a new hole and drill a new hole. And it shouldn't be that hard to do, to drill another hole even after it's all welded together. It should be pretty easy. Alright, we got our other hole drilled through here. Next thing we're going to do is maybe go over a quick safety tip. A lot of times when you're drilling this metal out, you'll be using cutting oils to help, drill on through there nice and easy, which I did. And then you end up with cutting oil all over your metal. Don't ever use brake clean to get that cutting oil off of there or to clean this metal, especially if you have any inclination that you may at some point in time heat the metal back up with a torch. or heated up by welding to it, because this stuff leaves a residue that's got some nasty stuff in it. I mean, it will kill you instantly in the right conditions, just from breathing the vapors of this, the residue that's left behind when it's heated. It puts off a gas that's deadly poisonous. So stay away from brake clean when you're doing stuff like this. You don't want to be using that. It is safe to use acetone. You can get acetone in the paint department at Lowe's or Home Depot or one of your home centers, and just, put a little bit on a rag and wipe it down with acetone. That works out fine. Just make sure that you don't leave acetone soaked rags laying around because it's highly flammable, and make sure you do it in a well ventilated area. Anyway, we're going to get the deburring tool out, and we're going to deburr these holes while we got it off and it's not all welded in place. We'll go ahead and take a deburr and deburr all these holes. Alright, we got the deburring tool over here. We just got it basically chucked up in the drill. This old rusted one. I'm just going to deburr these holes so that they don't have any sharp edges, like that. Pull that out. Go ahead and get these. That's it. Take it on over there and chuck it up in there and see if we can't get it welded in place. Okay, so we got our the angle plates bolted on here tight like it's going to be, and we've got this piece we just finished working on tightened up in here with a C-clamp. We're going to tack weld it on both sides on the top, and then we'll probably tack it over here on the side and over here on this side to help keep it from pulling up this way. And once we get those parts tacked in place, then we'll probably unbolt it and take it off and weld it up the rest of the way where we know it's not going to twist and move around. Once that's done, we'll pop these 4 bolts out, and we're going to move this up and take this bottom hole and stick it where this top hole is and screw it down so that this is moved up, and we can utilize these 2 holes hopefully, and then hit a spot up here and drill 2 more holes, and then that way we can adjust it up that much if we need to. I don't see where we'll need to go any higher than that, and hopefully my math will work out right where this right here doesn't hit this piece right here. Hopefully the math works. Alright, let's get it done. We're just tacking it in place just enough to hold it. And we're running a 1/8 70/14 rod, and We're running it at about 130 amps on DC. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I think that'll be enough to hold it in place where we can go ahead and weld the rest of it. Alright, next thing we're going to go ahead and put the sweeps on the tines. And at first I went down there and I bought S tines, and S tines didn't look like it was going to work out right, so I got these C tines, and they look like they'll work a little bit better. So I'm going to bolt these C tines on here. I bought these bolts a little bit long because I needed them long to fit that other piece, and it came 6 in a pack. I figured I can cut them off if they're too long, so get these on there. You can always take the grinder and grind them off. We ain't gonna go mega tight. We're just gonna snug them up on there a little bit. We ain't gonna crank them down because we're gonna go back and tighten them. Basically, these, they're called sweeps, and basically what they do is they sweep right behind the back tire to keep you from getting a hard spot in your garden when you're making your garden bed with these, especially with these big industrial tires on here, kind of wide, and tractor being kind of heavy, it'll pack it down. So with these right here running back there behind there, the idea is this kind of sweeps the track mark that each tire made, brings it back up, and you don't end up with a hard spot. Anyway, I got these, and we're gonna, as it was, these probably wouldn't work out to be exactly right, just mounting this to that bar. So we went on and got these, and we're going to put these on there, and then that way these things will be adjustable up and down, and we can offset them or whatever we need to do. We'll grab a couple bolts and we'll get them on there. And that's what it looks like when it's all put together. And this will slide onto that to those collars over there, and hopefully will be the right height off the ground. I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, so to start getting my adjustment, we haven't finished getting this thing together yet. We still got the furrower to put on. Did get the additional hole drilled up here, so we got, you know, We can put it here, or we can raise it up to here for that adjustment. We got the sweeps on, and for my initial adjustment, and I don't know that this is the right way to do this, but this is going to be the way that I'm going to do it to start off, so that I'll have somewhat of a starting point. I lowered the 3-point down until these sweeps just touch level ground. Now, it's on the driveway. Is my driveway level? Probably not, but it's a lot more level than that gravel out there, and it's a lot more gravel level than that dirt out there. So lower it down till the sweeps touch the ground, and when they just touch the ground, now I'm going to lower the disc down until they just touch the ground by adjusting them the height. And I spent a little extra money buying I don't even know what they call these things, but I spent some extra money buying this kind. It's supposedly a little easier to adjust. I guess it is a little easier to adjust. So now I've got that down on the same plane as that, and I'm going to measure it, and I'm going to see what it is, and that's 6.5 inches. And I measured these, and this is at 6.5 now. That's at 6.5. I know the red one over there is at 6.5, so I'll probably put that one at 6.5 as well, and call that level. And when I get out there and start making the bed, if I need to adjust it, I'll adjust it from that point. So we'll just get over here, and I've got those turned, I don't know, I want to say they're 22 degrees, but I don't know. I'd have to put something on there and measure it to see what it is, but it's an angle to it. I haven't heard anybody say what the angle should be, so alright, so I'll measure this and see. Alright, so according to this side needs to go down a little bit more, so it must be a little out of whack. That's 6.5. That's a little under 6.5. That's a smidge it over 6.5. And that's about 6 3/4. So I'm gonna crank it up and raise it up. So I can lower that down. That's 6.5 right there. That's all the way up. That's all the way up, as high as it'll go. And you know, I guess that's plenty high enough for when you're doing this. So I think it is. It's coming together pretty good. And once we get the furrower attachment on here, still got a couple things I got to do to that yet to get it on there, and then we'll do the final video.